Aniimo is set to release soon, but it already has a surprising amount of features for every type of player, whether you're the more competitive or casual type. First off, Aniimo is set in a vast open world that scales with your own player level. The main mechanic in Aniimo is the ability to catch and merge with creatures in the world and play as them, which unlocks new combat skills, exploration abilities, and even being able to talk with other creatures of the same species, which also unlocks a whole array of puzzles, quests, and mysteries to solve. You can generally play in either solo or up to 4-player co-op, but in some areas, like the game's main city, you'll be able to see dozens of other players logged in and interact with them. The main story quest will take you through just a few areas, and currently ends with an epic boss fight which I will not spoil for you, but that story is bound to continue in the full release. However, every single area in the world has many side quests, ranging from massive storylines with their own cinematic cutscenes and exclusive rare creature encounters, to smaller and quirky side quests that are just as fun. Also scattered throughout the world are trainer NPCs which you can challenge to battle, with some of them tied to rank promotions and badges to collect. Early on, you'll be unlocking your Homeland, which is your very own base inside your RV that has its own progression system, and it's where you can put your creative base building to the test, and also place the creatures you catch to work and produce items for you. Then you've got the Holo-Battle Sim, a sort of single-player roguelike mode where you take on increasingly difficult battle challenges while collecting randomized combat modifiers. But if you'd rather play it in co-op, you also have the Holo-Battle Interlink, where teams of up to 4 players go up against 3 boss battles that refresh weekly, each with their own counters and resistances, with the goal of dealing as much damage as possible within a time limit, and then getting rewards based on the total damage that all players dealt. But another interesting and huge game mode is Egg Heist. This is essentially a dungeon crawling extraction game mode, with the ultimate rewards being these exclusive Umbrabo form Aniimos. You've got 2 variants of Egg Heist, one of which is PvE only and can be played in either solo or co-op, and the other where 6 teams of 3 players compete to grab rare Aniimo eggs with optional PvP. And of course, you've got a ton of other smaller features to explore. Multiple forms for every Aniimo, including alphas and shinies, server chat, local chat, friend chat, and trading, customizable cosmetics for you and your Aniimos, solo and co-op sanctums which are like puzzle-focused dungeons, Aniimo gatherings to hunt shinies and the rare Prismana forms, an incredibly complete photo mode with a ton of customizations, a character talent tree with new unlockable skills and passive abilities, hundreds of achievements inside missions to complete, a ton of Aniimo power level progression and team building theory crafting, and at least a dozen of temporary events, ranging from egg hatching buffs to the introduction of whole new areas to explore packed with new Aniimos. But what I'm surprised by the most is that Aniimo is still only in closed beta, with the expected release in Q3 being just around the corner now, and on top of this, Aniimo will also be free to play and cross-platform, so you can also play it with anyone, anytime, and will continue to develop more features and updates over time. I especially expect the main storyline to be greatly expanded, but there's already confirmation of quite a few new Aniimo as well. I also thought the game overall was fairly generous in terms of rewards it gives, and it never really pressured me to purchase anything, with maybe one exception which I expect to be improved for the full release. Follow along for more Aniimo content into launch and beyond, leave any questions about Aniimo in the comments which I'll be sure to answer, and check out my combat mechanics breakdown video to see how deep the combat really goes, and I'll see you on the next one.